Every DBZ character say that, even though they didn't say it.
Yeah, Santa, I only saw from season 3 on, so I didn't see. Gosh, look at all the food I have in here.
Granola bars, chewy bars. What's in Kara's purse? The heart of a small child.
You're actually kind of right.
Well, there is a small child. Plug. What show is that? Where can people hear you soon?
Soon. It's not out yet, but on Heaven's Lost Property, I voice Nymph.
Nymph.
But it's not out yet.
Nympho?
It's a panty show.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So nymph has a different meaning then.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, it does.
There's like this whole thing and there's like angeloids and
Angeloids?
I know it's like angels mixed with boys, except they don't sing.
Angeloids. I like that name. What? When did this happen? Does not approve. Do not want.
There has not approval.
yeah. That is such a great laugh. Where did that come from? Don't ever become a voice actor. I'm doomed.
Yeah. We got a lot of nice, very talented future voice actors
Yeah,
we've
seriously.
encountered.
Yeah, this has been, I mean,
Someone's
guys, I
got
have to
the
tell
piggy.
you,
That's my
honestly,
fault.
and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, this is one of the favorite cons I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I mean, not only are the guests amazing, but you guys have just been, I mean, I've received some of, like, today even, quite possibly the best compliment I've ever received in my career. And it was from someone who came up to me and said, I have to be honest, I've never seen a single show that you've ever voiced. I've never heard you do anything. However, after this weekend, I'm going to go and get every show you've done. That's the single best compliment I've ever gotten.
Yeah. You guys have been so sweet. So amazing. Even all those small woodland creatures that penetrated the walls. Wow.
So do you guys, I mean, I know we're waiting on Scott and Brad and...
We don't need them.
I mean, that's...
Yes, we do!
We do. I'm kidding. Seriously, I love those guys.
Or Hime, yeah. She was
I remember you did a great job. Yeah, you guys, this morning's panel was so good.
Ichigo in the house here. Yeah, we got our Ichigo. Do we have our Rukia? Do we have our...
Yeah, if you guys missed the panel this morning, we did a panel on the audition process, Kyle and I did, and wow, you guys are talented.
Yeah, you were at ShadowCon when we did the workshop there.
So do you guys have, while we're waiting on them, I mean, do you have any questions for Kyle and I specifically that we haven't answered yet, or that we can answer again? You were first up.
It's kind of like for both of you. It's just something that's been on my mind. What turned you guys on to voice acting? Like, was it something you ran into, or was it something that you've always wanted to do?
I know for me, it's something I specifically wanted. A lot of voice actors come into this from on stage or on camera, and they kind of hear about it from their actor buddies, like, hey, there's auditions, you want to do voiceover and voice acting? I'm like, sure, I'll try it. Acting's acting, and that's true. But no, I really wanted this since I was a kid. Watching cartoons, watching Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes, all that stuff. It's like, that's what I want to do. That's a cool job. And it's everything that I wanted it to be and more. I don't work as often as I would like to, but you know,
Because it's never enough.
No, it's never enough. It's like heroin. Not that I've ever done a drug in my life, but if this is what crack is like, I'm glad I don't do crack.
For me, I actually, it never occurred to me that this was a job. It never occurred to me that this is something I should want to do. I was always somebody who grew up on all the Disney shows and watched a lot of cartoons, and I could do imitations of them all, but it never occurred to me to aspire to that. I was big into martial arts growing up, and thought that that would be my life. And I was in a car accident when I was 18 that took me completely out of competition and out of training in general. And which was the greatest thing that ever happened in my life, because I was, somebody happened across my path that said, hey, why don't you do this? And it was kind of cool. Actually, the quote was, you should do radio. And I said, not with this Minnie Mouse voice. And it was Radio Disney. And I was hired. I got hired, like, there you go, here's your job. So it wasn't until I really, I was working with Disney, I was working with Kyle, and I was working, it was like recurring in my life. It kept coming back to the point that it just became, I want that, I want to do it more and more and more, and then it's my entire life now.
Winning. I know, right?
Not him. Anything but him.
More questions?
Okay.
We'll just go. Yeah.
Okay, this one's for Kyle. I don't know why I think it's really
Okay.
I think if I remember correctly, you did like the voice of Santa on that Team 4-Star special.
Oh, yes.
So, how did did they just like email you? Or?
Yeah, I'm friends with them.
I was just curious. Can you do the Santa voice?
Yeah, it's just ho 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 ho. Oh, Merry Christmas. That's basically. Yeah.
The elf.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Banana.
Okay, well, could you get Team 4-Star to come to your con?
That's up to the con to do the inviting, but they have been guests at other conventions, and it's kind of funny to me that the parody groups are bigger than the actual shows they're parodying. I've seen, I know Martin, Little Karibo, and his autograph lines are like Scott McNeil's lines. They're like, whoa! The panels are like hundreds of people, a standing room only, people spilling out the door, and everybody else in the autograph session is like, so, what's up? There's Rukia, there's our third. We got 3 out of the 4. And yeah. Cool. That's alright, that's alright. Another question? Yes, ma'am?
When you were doing your schooling, like in college or high school, were there any courses that helped prepare you for the jobs or voice acting and such?
Nothing in high school because I was too afraid to actually take drama. I know, right?
Oh, I was in
Shy.
every play. Oh, drama was my class. Drama and English. English and drama were my two. Anything writing or literature. Yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky because I got into radio, and then Radio Disney was like the most...
Exactly, that's what radio is.
I had that ringtone for my ex, too. The Psycho theme.
Yes!
Why I haven't mentioned this is he has a fetish for the costume I'm wearing. So I'm running away from this person. It's scary.
Oh my. It's either that or The Exorcist. I kept going back and forth between those ringtones. Yeah. No, I like Paranormal Activity, actually. I know. Freaky. So back on topic. Oh, courses. I took radio because you can't major in voice acting, unfortunately, not to my knowledge, in any sort of university.
Usually communication.
But communications.
Yeah, that's what I majored in.
Yeah, there's that. I wanted to be a radio DJ, so I got a degree in radio, and that helped me kind of get out of my shy shell and be able to communicate more. Hey, we got 3 out of 4 here, Mr. Brad. Swear.
was as late as it was.
That's okay. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. The reason that we're kind of like tiered in and we're late and everything is because we wanted to make sure that we signed every single autograph. So that's why so I hope you guys will forgive us that we're kind of, yes.
Autograph sessions are over.
Boo!
Of course.
You mean your costume?
Can I sign it without touching your banana? Can I sign it from way over here?
You know, we'll do it at the very end so that we don't have it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. But right now we're in discussion. What were we discussing?
They were asking what classes, like in high school or college, or you know, I think that to help you become a voice actor, I think the single most important class. This is me personally. I think the single most important thing that you can do to become a voice actor is take an improv class. I think that nothing comes in more handy. It's going to help you get out of your shell. It's going to help you create characters. It's going to help you think on the fly. I think it's the single most important thing that you can do first. And if you're really good at improv, then I think you should take a really good acting class. Theater is good for voiceover. I think actually like on-camera film is better because that's going to be more similar to what you do in the booth. But any form of acting, and if you are really good at all of that, then go get a really good voice coach.
I recommend trigonometry.
What?
Oh, you're actually taking that?
I will be in the fall.
Are you crazy? I hate math, so... Yeah, math sucks! Yeah.
2 plus 2 is 5!
It sucks! Right.
But then how many times did you take math and then you're like, I hate math, I'm so bad at math, because I was in like AP English and like remedial math. But then I became an audio producer, and like half my job is figuring out the math.
Yeah, but that's
It's
basic.
so
It's
important.
not trig.
Well, but it's still plussing and minusing.
Plussing and minusing. Your Texan
Remedial
show,
English,
Jared.
you say. Plussing and minusing.
Aren't those Pokemon?
Yeah.
That's an awesome word. Someone tweet that.
Oh.
Plussing and minusing.
Done and done.
Quote Kara, great. Brad, you get to choose next. Are my hands cool?
Yes. It's
On
kind
the
of
batter's
nice
podcast?
actually, because it's hot. It's hot in
Well,
here.
he's
I think it's
Canadian.
all
He's
you
gonna have
guys.
us
You guys, oh, sit down, banana. You're freaking me out. I'm enjoying it. I'm losing it, is what I'm doing. Oh, I'm supposed to pick? I'm supposed to pick?
Yeah.
That's hard. I hate picking. Yeah. I love how every time I pick somebody, they always look behind them. Yeah, go ahead. It's still happening. I don't care. You guys find it out for yourselves.
I just got my first gig in voice acting for my school's radio station.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Good deal, dude.
I'm actually a physics major, but I like from the side because I love it.
Good.
And actually, one of the voices he did was for the radio was the DBZ announcer guy.
Really?
You know DBZ, man? You know the guy's like, oh, next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh, you're in trouble, guys. Somebody's gonna take your job. I love it. Once you hear that, you can't not say it. You get like this chorus of take your job.
That's cool.
That's the new
I
butt
get to use
scratcher.
that voice now on Kevin Smith's Smodcast Internet Radio, which is fun. Yeah.
My actual question, though, I mean, I've done creative things, but I'm trying to create animation. That's what I'm finding is kind of hard.
Yeah.
Especially being here in Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely Rain Man.
I lived here in
Yeah.
Tampa for a year and a half, not too long ago. I only moved a year ago. It's extremely hard. I'm somebody who I've made my entire career not living in LA and not living in Vancouver, which is extremely difficult. I can't even tell you how difficult it is.
You got kicked out of LA and Vancouver? What did you do?
Things.
Personal.
Things.
I got told.
What didn't she do?
I found, for me, the best way to break into the voice acting was to learn how to pick a lock. It came in very handy.
Oh.
I'm losing it.
We are so, I'm so sorry. We're so tired at this point. Nothing getting funny. Yeah.
Thank you, Cleveland. Where are we?
So were you asking about like trying to break into voice acting? How do you go about doing it?
The animation side.
The animation.
Move where the work is.
Moved LA.
That too.
No. You know, if you're wanting to stay in Tampa, the best thing that I can recommend is okay, how do I say this? There are jobs in animation. You are not going to be the next SpongeBob. You're not going to be the next, you know, you got to be in LA to do those things. You know, I've been very fortunate to get to do a lot of really cool jobs. Probably no one will ever see them, but you know what? I had a blast doing them. And you know, you got to love the work so much that that's okay. So you know what? Get out there, put your name out there. There's lots of animators that are up and coming animators that are looking for voices that need stuff. There's, you know, I do a lot of video game work from my own studio in Texas. You know, sometimes it's really big games. Sometimes it's not such big games. Sometimes they're foreign games. Sometimes, you know, you just gotta love the work and get it anywhere you can and be happy with what you get.
There's a lot of projects that you won't make money on, but it's still experience.
What?
We're gonna new.
No, you gotta pay
no
me.
money.
Give me my money.
Newgrounds has, you know, a Flash animated site. Newgrounds has a lot of up and coming Flash animators and everything, and I think they're always looking for new talent. So.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the bond partner too. Hi. That's hilarious. I swear that sounded like one of the characters I've done before.
It's the Geico pig.
This is the Geico pig.
Okay.
That's the cutest sound I've ever heard.
That's
I was
funny.
so happy to be interrupted by that receipt.
Okay, so what interrupt? That was funny.
Yeah, I wanted to know if like my voice to like my friends' animation. I got friends who do animation with other people who hire voice actors. So I was on that.
You never know. Someone found Justin Bieber, so.
You know, it's very true, and I have this belief that I put everything out there in any capacity that I can because you never know where the work's going to come from. I have literally gotten hired for big jobs off of like people who saw me on Facebook, or people who found me on Twitter, or people who saw my videos on YouTube, or, you know, if I have something, I put it out there, and I put it out there constantly. So you never know what direction the work's going to come from. I get lots of work from other voice actors who are like, oh yeah, you need someone with a studio that can do that? Here. Good for you. The more you can do, the better. That's like Brad. I mean, Brad can do it all. He drums, he plays guitar, he, you know.
And I can do. Took me 3 years. 3 years. Oh. Look at that. Look at that.
And your bubble gum?
Did I just blow your mind? I'm still working on the bubble gum at the same time.
Okay. All right. Next year. A little squeaker.
Kyle has a little
He does
squeaker in
want
him too. Pinch him hard enough.
Kick me hard enough, right? Never mind. Oh my.
I do it better.
I choose you.
Everybody, turn off your cell phone.
Vibrate. It's a concept.
It's also more fun.
I actually auditioned for Nymph. I auditioned for, I believe, 4 or 5 characters on the show, and Nymph was the one that I was chosen for. So, you know, that's typically how it works when you go in for an audition is, you know, some directors say, oh, you can choose 2 characters, and some say you can do as many as you want. You know, the more the merrier, so I auditioned for everything until they literally kicked me out. So yes, I did. I auditioned for Nymph with Chris Bevins, who directs the show.
I auditioned for Flying Panty number 5.
I would have killed for that.
I think, I don't know what I am and am not allowed to say about that because the show hasn't come out yet, but I mean, you guys can see it, and you know, so yeah, there's an unbelievable amount of panties in this show.
Yeah, there is.
And sometimes they fly around.
Well, they fly around in large numbers. They're like flocks of flying panties.
I haven't fully gotten what it all means, but.
The credits with the, it looks like flying birds,
Yes.
and then it's
Yes,
actually
yes.
fancy.
Ooh,
Wow.
When we say it's a panty show, we mean it.
Yeah.
Wow. Flying.
But it's funny. Greg Ayers actually plays the. I mean, the cast has been announced. It's okay. I won't get fired, I don't think. But yes, Greg Ayers plays the main character, and he's hilarious. I've heard quite a bit of it, so we really had a great time during that show. So yes, I did audition for her.
Wow, that wasn't that easier?
Yeah.
What was the question again? Yes. Next question. No, your answer was fine. I'm just kidding.
This is for all of you guys. If you guys had to pick one specific voice that you guys got to do, which one would be your favorite?
If we got to do.
That you guys
Like if we had to do it for the rest of our life, we had to sound that way for the rest of us.
What project that you worked on that ended up being your favorite?
Okay, so what's your favorite voice?
Yeah, basically.
Of recent years, Kamina. I can't really just pick one though. You know, DBZ will always be super close to my heart because that's the one I started on. That's the reason I'm here today. So, man, forever grateful and still pinching myself, going, wow.
Boy, that'd be cool.
We could shift gears right now. Right now, it's all Sailor Moon all the time. Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna go sit down with them. You guys can direct it.
Yours is, I'd have to say the same as like, they, Go 10, I mean, really. How cool. He's so cool, and he's so, like, fun.
That's
He
a
never
good action.
was. He never was.
He was never
He's a
technically.
little slurry. Yeah.
He was drunk.
Okay, in case anybody missed the panel, I'll recap really fast. The direction that Chris Sabat gave me when I was very first cast is Goten, because he's a little boy and he's a little slurry, and I have very good enunciation. And he said, no, you need to imagine you're drunk. So that's every time I voice Goten, he's like, drunk it up, and because if you think, God, you're the best big brother I ever had. Everything he does is a little like,
So just picture a big bottle of fire.
We call that method acting.
I never drank during session.
Yeah. Why do you think you love our jobs so much?
Best water ever.
Water.
Vodka.
Remember both of these ones?
Sure.
You can float away.
Well, I'm with these guys. It's really hard to pick one because you just feel like you're doing the other characters that you've come to love a disservice.
Yeah.
So we just don't generally pick one.
just go with the
Or
worst.
A few, yeah. So the answer is yes. A lot of them are fun. Nightcrawler and X-Men Evolution. I know it's not anime, but that was cool. Death Note's kind of a cool show. So playing Light there was kind of sweet. All the Gundam stuff I've been lucky enough to work on. I My absolute favorite is Kyle's Gohan in DBZ. But I'm gonna pick something different.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony is good. No, I'm gonna go with Hamtaro this time because that was kind of fun because I got cast, and then after that I kind of saw who else was cast in the show, and I very subtly, through the course of a few episodes, kind of changed the voice that I was doing because I thought that mine was kind of boring. So I made him a little bit more cartoony and something so he would stand out, a bit different opposite the guys that were cast in the show. So he started off, just me being a hamster, and then he turned into, in France they say bonjour. Cupid's like an angel, and if he shoots an arrow at you, it makes you all shmubby wubby. So it's kind of fun. Most of the characters that I do are just a young, energetic version of myself. So it's kind of fun to do a weird, zany type character every once in a while. It's kind of fun. And recently too, anybody who's played Dead Rising 2, a zombie game, right? I play Slappy, the weirdo mascot. That was a blast. Because he is cuckoo. Y'all know him.
Sailor Moon, Venus, Mars.
Sailor Mars.
I knew I'd get the planet right eventually.
Alright, this is for all of you guys. Do you guys ever find yourself like with family or friends slipping into voices that you've done? Like
Have we done what?
You do, Kyle, all the time.
Slip into voices? Oh God, yes.
Yeah, he does. I do too.
You can't help. You can't help it. I've been disowned several times from my parents. Could you just talk to me normally? I find it more so when you get, especially for when you're auditioning for a project, and if you run into a bunch of other people who are auditioning with you, you get a bunch of voice actors in the same room, and it just spontaneously happens. We start talking normal, and then suddenly somebody says something with a bit of a twang of some sort, and then, but now everybody's like Scottish all of a sudden.
That happens.
Very strange little thing, yeah. Hey, we're just gonna help it.
Every conversation I start with Scott McNeil starts in the plain English language, and then goes into some sort of dialect within 10 seconds.
Kyle's always been his own, not only does he slip into a gazillion voices, but he also does his own sound effects, usually. So any conversation you ever have with him, if it's any lead theater, you do the and then he's got to do the face along with it. You're the most living cartoon I've ever known in my life.
Gorge. That's my favorite Disney character. Goose.
Do the laugh.
I can't really do the laugh. Not that.
I can do it. I can do the laugh.
Hi.
Can you guys do turn off? I know. That was how you kill you.
No, let me answer it. As light or slappy or something weird.
With that psycho laugh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you guys perfectly imitate one of your voice actor friends?
Imitate each other.
Hi everybody, it's Fit Mignana.
Nice.
Believe me, if I could imitate a lot of voice actors' voices, I'd be getting a lot more work.
I don't think I have anything.
You do a dead-on impression of... I don't know. No,
I do a lot of impressions.
I was going to say cartoon character in
Yeah, I do a lot of cartoon characters. I
So
can't think of
just-
other voice actors. I don't know.
I can't even do a good impression of myself. It's a bit rough. I've been working on it my whole life, and I'm getting closer.
You know why I learned to do impressions is because when Dragon Ball Z very first came out, we would get asked to go to schools a lot of times to speak to the students, and I'd walk in and I'm like, hi, I'm voice Goten and Videl, which 9 times out of 10 just upset them anyway because I'm a girl. And then they'd be like, it's gotta be Scott.
Gee, I wonder who just walked in the room. You almost got accosted by a banana.
And that's not even the first time this weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scott McNeil.
Scott McNeil, everyone. The guy in this banana suit is really nice.
Calm down, banana.
Yeah. Sit down, banana.
He's got a huge banana.
Hey Scott, they just asked if any of us can do impressions of other voice actors. And go.
I can do impressions of other voice actors doing impressions of me. There's one that's universal, actually, and I don't know if you...
Big man yelling at you.
Not even going there.
Hey everybody, this is your old friend. Anyway.
I don't know if you guys have heard a million times, whether you know of by name or not, but this dude works out of Vancouver named Matt Hill.
Do my jobs! Dude. That's our Matty impression. Dude, I just ran around the world. Dude.
And for some reason, Gary Chalk, complete optimist, has become this weird, dude, and you never the for Gary, and he doesn't actually do this. I do a lot of impressions of a lot of people, but not people that I work with, because they'll hit me.
Oh, we did more questions. Hi.
You two saying Kamehameha at the same time.
Oh, yes.
These two are the...
Yes.
The two go...
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
They did this, I think they did this yesterday.
No, this will be the first time this has ever happened.
This is the first time this is ever gonna happen.
We have a special treat for you today, kids.
Okay, you guys are getting the Kamehamehas. We're on to 67 now on the 3-beep, because you screwed up the first 62 takes. This is the Gohan Tandem Double Kamehameha, take 67, and beep, beep, beep.
Something just happened with the recorder. Can you do it again?
You blew it with your awesomeness.
We got some clothing nowadays. Take off your pants. Again, every time.
This is a pants-free panel. You can't see under the fun thing. Oh my God, how long have you been down there? Are we pointing and asking and answering?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hey, Scott, want you?
Okay, I can do this. Yes, you. Yes.
Question for Kyle. Last year, my brother showed me this series of videos on the computer of this group of guys doing some Halloween party, and then randomly all of these different horror characters started fighting each other. And at the end of the movie, you came in and was like, get the fuck out of my house. And credits, it said you were in it. I was wondering if you remember that, or if that was you, or...
No.
Me.
That is news to me.
It sounds kind of awesome, though.
Where can I find it?
It was on YouTube.
Man, you're gonna have to link me to this. I want to see.
Anyone who has a smartphone, please find that video.
What sort of search terms would you use?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Get the F out of my house.
Our movie.
Wow.
Okay.
Say a line of Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow, please.
question.
Watch.
No, I mean, it's just such a thing to do because it's like Samsung, you know. You see the thing, you got probably I actually know Keith Richards. Did you know that? You probably didn't.
That's a really good drunk voice. My drunk voice turns, you see, with the full metal and the alchemist of transportation.
I'm a method actor, so what do you got for me?
Come at me, bro.
I don't drink.
Sure.
Often. That's not true. That's what you know through your drunken voice? Oh,
Hey, for approval, Irish.
Yes.
I'm done.
Apparently mine's Goten. Which is actually really funny because I have a couple drinks and all of a sudden it's like, hey guys!
Top her off.
Ah, leather! You don't put that on YouTube.
Well, now it's definitely going on YouTube.
I wish you could use my tripod.
Yeah. Y'all just want to do like more impressions or?
Okay, you know what? You've got like not only your hands up, but your friend's hands and something that may or may not be a lower limb. I'm not sure. Oh God.
Yes!
Hey, what's up, Doc?
I love bugs. I love, Ooh, Pete Puma. How many gloves do you want? Oh, 3 or 4.
Murder Martian.
Beaky Buzzard. Remember him? Like, I think he's a tricking me.
Yes!
Like, oh, you naughty, naughty. Oh, no. Oh, don't want to do it.
That's my favorite episode. That's my favorite one.
Beaky Buzzard and Pete Puma aren't even Mel Blanc, you know? That's the Beaky Buzzard was originally someone else, whose name escapes me. But Stan Freberg was Pete Puma.
Oh! I mean, I know he wasn't the original Ellen Font, but
No.
everything's changing.
It's gonna be okay.
Nor was he the original Barney Rubble.
Hang in there.
This is true.
Wait,
You talk about
I'm sitting
doing-
here trying to think, were there a lot of girly Looney Tunes?
There was only one. There was Judith Foray.
Yeah, this is not it. Well, it should, yeah, it should.
Witch Hazel.
Hello.
Witch Hazel. No, Witch Hazel.
Yeah. Any impressions I do would be Disney or Simpsons.
Sweet. Okay.
That works.
Simpsons? I can do Lisa Simpson. Bart, would you kindly cut that racket out? Oh, I do like all the Disney princesses. We used to sit in the room, Kyle and I used to sit in the room and do impressions of Mickey and Minnie, and they're like, oh boy.
Except it
Love
was,
you.
wasn't G-rated though. Hi! Of course it was G-rated, all times, 24/7.
No cursing in Magic Kingdom.
You saw an episode of South Park with the Jonas Brothers, right?
Yes! It's G-rated like AMBL.
You do one, Brad.
I already told you I can't even do a decent impression of myself.
Which way would you get a room full of voice actors together, like working? You know? is
What do you
we
mean?
steal like madmen. There's actually only 3 voices in the world, so if you put 6 voice actors in a room who have come up with these brilliant original character voices, within a day, everybody can do every other voice in the show. It's weird.
You've deconstructed this, right?
I'm working on it. I've got my thesis on the go. The original 3 voices, the 3 primary voices. I've traced one of them back to Bing Crosby.
Like the colors?
Like the colors. All you need is a black and a white, and you can make any shade in the world. Except that one. I was just rambling in the car the other day, and it was one of those. And first of all, I was supposed to go, oh, that's like weird. It's like Hank Hill combined with Boomhauer. And I went, actually. And then I went, no, actually, I was kind of riffing on some weird little, little McDonald's juice. But Big Bang, I'm going to start my day with a beat up the family boat. And I went, no, actually, he's right. It's the same placement. So I'm narrowing it down. Cool. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with that boy. I sell propane and propane. That one, actually, I stole from Mike Ott, who's an engineer. And you know, good impressions are always stolen from other impressionists because it gets refined. It's like a caricature. You know, there's always famous stories of, Ed Sullivan came in 4th in an Ed Sullivan sound-alike contest because other people sound more alike. And so, it's like, you don't hear from the original, but when you hear somebody do an impression, it's like, okay, then you take that, it becomes yours, and then somebody steals it from you, and the next thing you know, hey, you got a room full of this.
Should I choose you in the
It's
dirt?
your girlfriend. I got some try, I didn't mind that.
Yeah!
That's how I started my morning. After 1 hour's sleep and no caffeine. Special Beam I studied them all, Shakespeare, Molière. I was going to shed them all to bed with a French tip. But now, I scream. I was going with this job. It was like I had a series called Sushi Pack, and on that series, I played a small blob of inarticulating, crime-fighting wasabi. And that was my job. I do all of those jobs. About 3/4 of the things I do, I don't actually speak. And you go, I
That was
wasted
so
all that
cute.
time reading books.
That was actually.
Don't make me get off.
Just keep going, Scott. We're good.
I need to stand up and pace if it's going to be one of those shows. What's the deal?
What is with these people?
Well, it means it's more cowbell. Okay.
Crazy.
Something
I'm
I
gonna
think I
decomposit
have.
actually.
Oh, okay. I'm getting this. It worked!
This is for all you guys. Have you ever got cast for a character where at first you were like, oh, really? And then you ended up loving the character? Or vice versa?
That usually happens after the first paycheck.
I think ones that you're like surprised you got cast as. I don't think I've ever had one that I was like, wah. Anytime you're getting cast, you're like, yeah, I don't care what it is. Yeah, one. Gosh, I'm not allowed to talk about that. One in particular that yes, I was extremely surprised to be cast as, and it hands down is my favorite role I've ever played, and is the single most exciting thing I've ever done in the booth. And none of you will ever know it's me.
Can you give us a hint?
It's a secret.
Everyone, turn your cameras off.
Yeah, I've
I
tried that
don't
one
trust
before.
any
It
of
doesn't
you.
work.
You gotta let everybody know. Yeah. Next.
I've had kind of the reverse experience at one point where a character that I started off really liking, by the end I had kind of changed an opinion of. And it had really nothing to do with I don't know, it was more extraneous circumstances than anything else. Transformers Energon, anybody ever watch that show? I played kicker. And, you know, growing up, I grew up in Transformers, so I was so excited to get on to Transformers. And, you know, I wasn't one of the Transformers, but I was a kid who actually got to fight alongside the Transformers and kick out the tail, right? And yeah, he had a cool suit that had, you know, fancy like logo on it and stuff, and there were action figures and everything, so I was super excited. And then I got some feedback on what people thought of the character, and so many people hated him so much. And then I'm like, okay, maybe he's not as cool as I thought he was.
He's got a logo.
Yeah, and he can sense Energon. I don't know, I thought that was pretty badass, but apparently he's a bit too whiny and he's kind of a prick. But I don't care, I got to be on Transformers, so me.
I'm always surprised when I get hired. It's like, really? Have you thought this through? Right. You know, and I don't complain. There was once I ended up doing Merman. We did He-Man and the Masters of the Universe back in like 2002 somewhere in the remake, and I was Beastman, Ram-Man, Clawful, Cobra Khan, Stratos, and all the, you know, and Merman I balked at. This is sort of, you know, an inversion of that, where I went, there's a guy in town, Ted Cole, who was Wu Fei on Gundam. When I first started working in this thing, we did it, actually the first job I ever did was the New Adventures of He-Man back in '80. And Ted can do that water cooler bubble voice. It's weird. It's one of those like, you know, where does that come from? And I went in there and, you know, and I ended up getting Merman. And I'm going, why would you do this? There is a person in town, and I know I'm shooting my ass, my ass.
You're like, what?
You know, I'm going, don't. You know, as much as I would love to do everything in the world, and there's a lot of stuff I can do, I went, there's a way better choice staring you in the face. And they were like, whatever, you're cheaper. It was weird. No, it's not that. So sometimes, you know, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm high on Sharpie fumes.
Yeah, it's the same story, really. I'm happy to work. The only time I was just shocked was getting Ryu. I mean, my jaw dropped when I got to audition, first of all. But then it's like, okay, I'll try for E Honda, M Bison, all these other El Fuerte, all these other characters. It's like, all right. Hope for the best. See what happens. And I get Ryu. Really? Sweet. That's awesome.
Is it Ryu or is it Ryu?
Yeah. Your generation. Oh yeah, we did Street Fighter.
I think it's Ryu.
We did that back in the early '90s in Vancouver. Not the anime. We did the prelay version of it.
Oh.
I was Ken and Blanca. And in a really weird twist of fate, I was actually all the vocalizations of Blanca in the ill-fated live-action movie, which sadly was the great Raul Julia's last thing.
You did Blanca's streams?
Oh yeah.
Wow, cool.
I want to be Scott when I grow up.
Yeah.
I grew up too. Can I be Kara for a while?
Wouldn't that be like a Freaky Friday thing, and we could just be each other for a minute? Just for like one day.
He's been in the bathroom for days.
That's funny.
See the hear the color orange. See music.
I don't know if I can handle that brain for a day.
So you crowded on me.
It'll be a lot.
Yeah, welcome to my movie. You know what I've said many times, it's like I have taken a profound and debilitating mental illness
and turned it into a fun and profitable career. I get to wear the voice in my head on the outside.
I got a question.
Exactly where they should stay if you ask me.
Mr. McNeil, do you go through the drive-thru and order in your church voice?
I hear that question all the time, and I've gotten that question so many times, and you're the first person I've ever met that I actually believe you do.
I like going through drive-thrus and just speaking back in, garbled clown talk.
Or start off in one voice.
I'd like a Big Mac.
Yeah, that's a Big Mac.
And I'd like
Is this the same person?
Well, of course it is. What do you mean?
Yeah, then you drive up there and they're going, there's a bus or something?
Circus in town.
One guy sitting on a moped. Hi.
And all I go to drive-in, are you old enough to drive? Good.
I thought you were gonna Yeah. So, Sharpie fumes, what can I
It's not your excuse, that's his.
say? No.
I'm gonna be the mother here. Stop it, boys.
I mean, with people, because, we tend to absorb things. I absorb very quickly if I'm talking to someone from somewhere. When I was in Great Britain last year, because, there's a billion different regional dialects there, and I started off just doing dialects.
I didn't know where it was. Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, I don't know where it's going either.
No, I'm there.
But the middle, it's like, I could be talking to somebody, and they would always go, well, where are you from? And it was like, I could usually spin it back, and by the time I was answering, I was using exactly the same regional variant that they were using, and then they would hear me 2 minutes later saying something, and it's I don't.
Yeah, I've had 3 people already ask me if I'm Canadian, and I'm like, what? I'm from Texas. And it's just because I've been spending time with you guys that I'm starting to, about.
Think I'm from Texas.
Well, you definitely look like, 90% of the guys I grew up dating.
Well.
You look more Texan than any Texan I know.
Oh, where do I come?
They have cowboys in Canada, in Calgary.
Yes, they do.
Biggest rodeo in the entire world, the Calgary Stampede. The largest cattle ranch in the world is actually in Australia. The second largest cattle ranch is in British Columbia, where we live. You go to Calgary, you will see more cowboy hats than you will ever see in Texas.
Nice.
It's true.
Right, then you get people going like, how y'all doing, eh?
Y'all fixing to come over? What's that about?
Brad, you choose someone.
You.
That was so random.
I'm just gonna see who's gonna step up. It was a whole swirl of hands. No thanks. Who's gonna do it?
You don't know what that means?
Do I look like the kind of person that has the faintest idea what the hell that is?
Remember, kids, what goes on at con stays on YouTube. Here we go. Yeah, mostly DJ.
Dude, the banana really got me.
and you wonder why I say no. It's because of all these little cameras that will never let me live it down. So instead of that, I'm more into the Hamtaro closing credits dance. That's more my dance. You guys turned off your cameras for that though, right? Not going on YouTube, right? You lie. You lie.
1 million views.
I'm not doing it again, no. I'm done.
Oh, he says that now.
Was the theme song, Brad? The theme song to Hamtaro? Is that what that was?
The closing theme song.
Oh.
Yeah, not the opening. But there's a little Hamtaro and he kind of bounces around the screen and that's the dance. That's the opening theme song. That's my ringtone too.
Y'all are way more entertaining than we are.
Okay, I'll actually. That's totally my fault. That whole dancing segment of the show was because I did a failed attempt to actually get a question. So this time, yes, can we actually have a question?
It's actually for you.
Next question. Okay, what is this?
First of all, I have to say to Scott that after all this shenanigans Friday night, I knew I would see you on a Sunday.
Well.
Oh, I'm sorry I had to slap you with my huge banana. I honestly missed the first part of what you said.
Don't worry about it. I'm getting kind of tired of these banana jokes. Let's split.
Boo!
I think that's what's going on. It was a Sunday play on words type thing, right? It took me a minute. I think I got it.
I didn't.
Yeah, you'll have to explain it.
I didn't hear it.
You're slow. There was a question.
I love how that. Oh, damn. Yeah, you had something for me too.
I still didn't hear what you said. I have to get you to repeat it.
To you, I said that after all those banana jokes you made Friday night, I knew I would see you again on a Sunday.
I get it.
Yay!
Now the question for Kyle was, since you played...
Oh my god.
Why are you bringing it up? I thought it was great. I thought you actually had a question for me.
Distracted by a banana hitting me.
No comment. No comment. Okay, yeah.
If I had $1,
Yes.
Black Lagoon, do you think it would have been any different if Rock had been from Canada instead of Japan?
Has anybody seen Black Lagoon at all?
Yes.
It's a cool show. Okay, for those of you who haven't seen Black Lagoon, there's some foul language in that show.
We get to go down into the forbidden word vault, where they keep those words in dry ice in a lead-lined casket. You have to go in with tongs and a hazmat suit.
For all the characters except mine. Although there was an exception. I got to drop the F-bomb, which I've never done in my career. Never done ever, because but no, I got to swear in studio and I freaked right out. I must have done like 20 takes of me dropping the F-bomb because I knew it would never happen again. If Rock was Canadian, probably wouldn't have been no F-bomb, there would have been an apology. He blows up a helicopter instead of going, "You got!" Sorry about that.
Nice.
A. I had to throw one in. Why did you have to pick me answering a question to find the sound effect button that makes me look like a complete tool? That's pretty good.
I love technology.
Yes, please pick. I know how to pick them.
Right there, you.
This is for Scott.
Hi.
We were talking about that drive-thru thing. Can you do one as well?
Yes!
Egg McMuffin. Put that collar in the back.
All right, Elf, you stay on the damn passenger side this time. You're not allowed to get intimate with the drive-through talkback machine. What? What? Elf, bamf through there and get me some fries.
That was awesome.
Let me out of the trunk, please. I thought you liked the fuzzy dude.
My favorite character from the show, I swear to God. When we were doing it too, Brad had like this weird shoulder-length hair.
I thought I was a rock star. I was trying to be Scott McNeil.
I kept thinking, dude, he's got 3-fingered hands. I swear to God, if you look under those glasses, it was weird because you look kind of. You were blue, and you know, or anyway. Launch the magic Sharpie, and whoever it impales gets to do the next question. What's supposed to work? Yes. Yes. That helps. Yes. You? Yes. The person goes, me? Yes.
This one's for all of you, actually. Have you ever been with somebody and they,
You mean been with somebody? I think that's a different panel, man.
Has anyone ever asked you to do one of your voices while you were being intimate?
Oh, jeez, I knew that
Oh,
one.
you were actually going in that direction.
Yes!
When your boyfriend say, put a little goat's in action.
But you would be amazed how often I get that question. and everyone I've ever dated, their friends all go, does she?
Oh, God.
No! That's
Never actually thought of that, but now I kind of want to try it.
Oh, Nightcrawler, bamf me. Show me your fuzzy dude.
I'm gonna think of it, that's probably a pretty quick way to end the relationship. Breaking up is hard to do. I'll just start doing voices for Zach.
Yeah, I'll try Ox King with the next girl.
We're about to get cut off.
We got like 5 minutes left, and clearly we should have finished 5 minutes ago. We've gone south.
I can't believe that Scott has been sitting speechless through that.
I'm sorry, I was lost in my own imaginings.
Oh, you got an answer.
Somebody asked the other day if I'd ever had a McGangbang. It's like, yeah, there was only 2 of us there.
It's a sandwich.
Yeah, it's a sandwich, people, boss.
Who asked you that? Describe, like, what did it look like?
I believe he's here.
Your Honor, it was a faceless, identifiable person in the crowd. I was also brought a McGangbang yesterday, and it was
So there's 5 minutes left.
lightning round. Lightning round.
Scott, you're in charge. Go.
All right, you know what? I'll just keep pointing with it. Fast questions, fast answers. Start a yes, please.
All right. If there was a role for My Little Pony up, would you go for it?
I just did My Little Pony.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He was the
I
chief.
did My Little Pony in like the last generation of My Little Pony.
So I mean, like Friendship is Magic, the latest one that's actually cool.
We are all about being ponies. We are proud ponies.
I embrace my pony heritage.
Yes.
The princess from the DS game, is that what
There's
it
a
is?
little game, it's on Nintendo DS, and it's called the Squinkies game. And there's a princess in the game, and you go around and you collect all the Squinkies. So if you know what Squinkies are, it's your name, and then she's like, let's go collect all the Squinkies. I hope it's still by the end of the game. It's a lot of me. It's a lot of me.
Kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire.
There's a wrong, but I'm totally turned over now.
Yes. Yes.
Scott, I grew up watching WWE wrestling. Have you ever been told with Shawn Michaels?
Yes. Yeah, I actually just did a movie where I'm playing the ring announcer, and a lot of those guys were coming in going, except, if Shawn Michaels was scrawny, white, and, under steroids.
Well, you say
Yeah, Shawn Michaels, Brett Michaels. I did it first! Yes! Ellen.
Who can do the best Australian voice?
Probably the resident Australian, yeah.
Not the resident.
Start from the beginning. Okay, my cousin was she is Australian, and I want to hear everyone's best Australian voice.
Oh man.
Crikey, isn't she gorgeous?
I voice a show on PBS called Rags, and it's actually an Australian show that I do here in the US, and they play the Australian in our ear before we voice it, and so one of the characters' name is Pido, and every time they're like, and then we hear the Australian, and so it's just inherent that you want to imitate it, but you're not supposed to, and so you're doing the character, and it's like, but Pido, I want to go to the store, and then it's like, which my Australian song is so awful, but yeah. Yeah, whatever. You're not paying me. Thanks.
You drive a handbag. They just hang on those consonants.
Say that's not
No,
an
let's actually hear something.
No, I was totally impressed, I'll tell you. Because he actually had the tonality down. Now, where I'm from is northern Queensland, the land where everything's a question, for some strange reason. Nobody knows why. It's a big country. It's like saying, do an American accent, or do a Canadian accent. But there was this weird thing with dialects in cartoons. Not everybody from New York, that's like people from, not everyone from Texas going, hey man, I'll tell you what. Believe it or not all Canadians sound like Terrence and Phillip.
What are you talking about, buddy?
And then you put it right down, it's like, there's like 3 different British accents, so then, usually if you play in an Australian, it's this, sort of, as it bloody gun there before I rip your head off. My name's Gawler Kincaid. I was raised by the wild Gawlers. But there's different, you talk to somebody from Melbourne, you probably not going to even know they're Australian. Especially what Rush? Hello, Millie live in Rush. Everybody.
It is the speed round.
Yeah, sorry, speed round. Okay, Banana, what do you got?
I want you to do can you do the hurricane kick as Ryu? The hurricane kick, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said, Wookie!
It sounds like
You like the power kick?
Yes.
Did you say I say it's Bleach and
I say it's Bleach.
All right, cat ears.
what are all your favorite movies? For, all four of you.
I can recite the entire script of The Princess Bride.
Old school Star Wars. It's either The New Hope or The Empire Strikes Back.
The Human Centipede. No, I'm totally kidding.
No!
I'm a movie person. I like every movie I see.
For me, there's a lot of movies that I like, but the one I always say is my favorite is Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal.
I so wanted to be Kira, and I actually had a whole fight with my mom. Why didn't you name me Kira? I want to be a gelfling.
I'm Kira. I don't got no wings, though. Not yet.
All right, and next to cat ears.
What's your favorite Super Smash Bros. character?
Oh, man.
Mudkip!
Wario.
What they said.
Isn't Snake in that game? Yeah, kind of kicks all their ass.
All right, down in the back, red striped shirt, blue.
This question's like for Kara. I actually wondered how you ended up doing Goten's voice. Like, how do you
Well, I gargled with a whole lot of lemon juice and whiskey. No, it was just kind of directed in there to more, just to more gravel, and then it just one day it kind of happened. So that's, it did hurt. I will say that, but I credit Chris Sabat. He kind of pushed me into it.
Hossing hair.
Oh, thank you, by the way. When the panel's over, can I get a quick picture with all four of you?
I think we might actually get
Yeah, the hook is in the way.
like we're getting the evil eyes because we have to go to closing ceremonies, but then maybe after.
Oh, well, it's I got another after this. That's the thing.
Yeah, they'll actually hurt us. I think.
My bride's waiting on me.
It will be a spree.
Forget your bride.
There'll be much gnashing of teeth. All right, the very last question in the entire room. There's only one hand up that I can see, and I'm sorry I'm getting it to everybody, and I love you all, but yes.
In your rat's voice, can you say you pledge your undying love?
To whom? Do we have a name?
Shauna.
You think Raph? You were talking Raph, right? Mummy's Alive Raph? The most masculine character ever created?
I thought that
Shauna.
was you, Scott.
No, baby. I've got to do this now, and I have to do it quickly before I completely chicken out. I pledge my undying, and when I say that, I sincerely mean it because I've been dead for over 157,000 years. I love you implicitly. I love you with all of what's left of my slightly dusty heart. Please, you should be mine. That was way more sincere than I intended.
Okay, so we have to leave because we're actually going to get hurt if we don't.
Yes, but you guys are.
See you guys at closing ceremony. Thank you.
You guys are like 7 different types of awesome with a side of awesome for dipping. And sprinkles of awesomeness on top.